Does anyone remember or does anyone know what it means to annotate text? Does anyone have any ideas?
Sometimes you circle things.
You can circle things. What might you circle? Like important things? Okay, things you find important, maybe vocabulary words. Today we're going to learn to purposefully annotate text so that we can really get the deepest meaning out of what we're reading. So when I read books, I've kind of noticed that I read differently when I read different texts. For example, if I'm reading a book for leisure, I'm going to read it way different than if I'm reading a science text and learning about photosynthesis, right? Can any of you guys think about any strategies that you use when you read different types of texts and why you use those strategies? Yeah.
For textbooks, I like to skim first because they're usually more dense than when I read for fun.
Yeah, so you like to skim. So when we do these things, we're doing them because we have different purposes for each of these different types of texts we talk about. When we're using a cookbook, we're trying to make something. When we're using a science book, we're trying to learn new content. What's really important is when we're reading literature, the purpose of reading is not necessarily to understand new content or to make something new. It's actually to find kind of the deeper meaning, the underlying importance of what the author is trying to say. And we can do that through making really purposeful annotations. So today I'm going to teach you about 6 different types of annotations that I think are really helpful when we're reading the types of literature that we read in class. So the first type I'm going to talk about is a question mark. I might put a question mark in a text if I am confused about something, if I have a question about what a character's thinking, what an author's thinking, and this is just a quick jot way to remember that I have to look back here and think about this. The next thing that you might do is you might do an exclamation point. And I like to do exclamation points when I find an important idea or something totally crazy happens in the book. A third type of annotation that I might use, I like to use a little asterisk or a star when I need to kind of summarize something that's happening. So if a sentence or a line or something that a character says is kind of phrased sort of weird, I might jot out to the side with a little star what they meant by that. And so then another kind of set of annotations I might do are what I like to call text connections. So the first type of text connection we might make is a text-to-self connection. Does anyone know what that might mean?
Relate to whatever the character might be going through.
Exactly. The next type is a text-to-world connection. Based on what we know about text-to-self, what do you think text-to-world might mean? Yeah, Marian.
Things that don't pertain to you, but that you've seen around you.
Yes. And then the last type of connection we might make is what I like to call a text-to-text connection. I'm just writing the first letter of those things because, again, it's a quick jot off the side. Ooh, this reminds me of a time. So text-to-text, what do you think you might do there? Yeah, Anne.
It might remind me of another text that I've read in the past.
Yeah, it might remind you of another text. It might quote or reference another text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand you out some passages from A Wrinkle in Time, and some of you might have seen this movie, but it was actually a book first. And we're going to practice our annotations that we learned in this literature. So I'm going to read the first couple of sentences, and then we're going to think about what annotations we might use so that we can make this test useful to us in our class discussions. Text to self, point to yourself. Text to world. And you do 3 fingers like a W and then go around. Text to text. And these are the sign language signs for a lot of these things, so that's kind of cool to know too. So we have text to self, text to world, text to text. And then we say, what's next? What is next? Question mark if I don't know. Stars to summarize. An exclamation mark if the point is wise. So we're going to draw the exclamation mark. Text to self, text to world, text to text, what is next? Question mark if I don't know, stars to summarize, I put an exclamation mark if the point is wise.